Movies love quicksand. It's exotic, dramatic, and always deadly. But what would really happen if you fell into quicksand? Is it truly a bottomless trap, or just another Hollywood exaggeration? This is Think If. And here's what would happen if you fell into quicksand. To start, let's break down what quicksand actually is. Quicksand isn't a special type of sand. It's just ordinary sand that's been saturated with water, usually from underground springs, rivers, or the tide. When the water rises and mixes with sand, it creates a soupy, unstable surface. It looks solid at first glance, but the moment you step on it, the grains of sand can't support your weight and suddenly behave like a liquid. Normally, when you walk on dry sand at the beach, you don't sink because of a physics effect called force chains. A billion tiny grains of sand are jammed tightly together, and their combined weight distributes your body across the surface. But when water seeps up, it breaks those force chains apart. The sand loses its strength, and what was once a solid surface turns into a trap. That trap is what we call quicksand. Now, how deep can you sink? Movies often show unlucky explorers being swallowed whole, dragged under until nothing remains but a hat floating on the surface. In reality, that's impossible. Humans are only about half as dense as quicksand. What that means is you physically cannot sink all the way down. At worst, you'll sink to your waist or chest, but no deeper. The real danger isn't being pulled to the bottom, it's what happens while you're stuck. And yes, you will sink deeper if you panic. Quicksand is a non-Newtonian fluid. That means its viscosity or thickness changes under stress. The harder you struggle, the more the sand and water separate, and the more quickly you'll sink. Thrashing around is the worst thing you can do. At the same time, if you do nothing at all, the sand slowly tightens around you. The longer you stay in, the harder it gets to move, and the more exhausting the escape becomes. So, what are the actual risks? First, there's the physical stress. Just pulling one leg free from a puddle of quicksand can take the same amount of force it would to lift a small car. That's why so many people get trapped. It's not easy to pull out quickly. Second, there's exposure. If you're stuck for hours, you could face dehydration, sunstroke, or hypothermia, depending on the weather. And if you're near the coast, tides make things even worse. Quicksand often forms on beaches or riverbanks, and if the water rises, you could drown even if you're only waist deep. That's the scenario that turns quicksand from a frustrating trap into a deadly one. So if you ever do fall into quicksand, what should you do? The first rule is simple: stay calm. Panic will only drag you deeper and wear you out faster. Next, get rid of anything heavy. Backpacks, gear, or shoes filled with water will make it harder to stay afloat. Then, lean back and spread your arms and legs. By increasing your surface area, you'll start to float, much like lying on your back in a swimming pool. Once you're stable, slowly wiggle your legs and allow water to flow into the space you create. That loosens the grip of the sand. Finally, move slowly towards solid ground by crawling backwards. Think of it like swimming in slow motion. If you have help, rescuers should lie flat and extend a stick, branch, or rope to distribute their weight. Pulling someone straight up rarely works. It just tightens the sand's grip. Instead, the goal is to gently slide them across the surface until they're free. Now let's address some myths. First, quicksand isn't bottomless. Most pits are only a few feet deep. Second, it doesn't suck you under like a vacuum. You sink because the mixture can't support your weight, not because it's pulling you down. And third, while it's rarely fatal by itself, the real danger comes from the environment around it: heat, cold, exhaustion, or rising tides. So, to sum it up, falling into quicksand isn't instant death. You won't disappear beneath the surface, but it can still be dangerous if you panic or if conditions around you are harsh. The secret to survival is calmness, patience, and slow, deliberate movement. Movies may exaggerate it, but quicksand is real and it can still trap the unprepared. So if you ever find yourself caught in it, don't fight, float, wiggle free, and make your escape.